YouTube, Pink Ladies T-Bird. Are you fucking kidding me right now? Pink Ladies T-Birds just happen to be watching my shit. My name is Jimmi Pynk, and I don't mean to make a serious video, especially since I have not been doing videos as often as I usually do. But we gotta talk about Chris Brown. I literally just started this video over because of these fucking notifications. Still doing it. Fuck yourself. Anyway, so I'm on my way to getting set up to do this month's which, and I was about to shoot my footage for the craft. So you'll excuse me for having to throw on the wig because my hair was going to be completely different. And I hadn't even started doing that. I hadn't started getting up into that gee shit. But I happened to go on Twitter and I seen Chris Brown was trending. I seen Karruche was trending. You know, the rest of the shit is political, which I'm quite honestly tired of fucking reading. So I'm like, well, let me see what's going on with them. Maybe they getting married. Maybe they back together. What's going on? Well, lo and behold, she decided she needs to file a restraining order against this motherfucker because he's been physically and mentally abusive and he's stalking her and won't leave her alone. And the reason why I decided to do this video is because I can't believe it's ignorant motherfuckers out here that's talking about where's the receipts. See, this is the shit. Not to get on my social justice warrior shit, but this is the reason why people were so concerned about Trump being misogynist as he is and that becoming normalized. This is part of the reason why people are so worried about this, even though they did this shit to Rihanna the first time Chris Brown did the shit. And Rihanna had the receipts and y'all still was like, well, what the fuck did she do that she deserved that? Some of my Pink Ladies and T-Birds, if y'all are like super watchers where y'all watch every video, I may have mentioned this in the past that I used to be a victim of domestic abuse. So I felt like I really wanted to talk about this, and the craft is pushed back for a while, and Chris Brown is fucking canceled forever for me. And I'll tell you why. Number one, y'all want to know where Karruche's receipts is at? Rihanna's face is her receipt. Him getting all mad because he was asked about it and trashing the room in GMA is his receipts. The fact that this motherfucker is out here on Instagram talking all reckless and thinking he Pyru and he a blood now is her receipts. He's not mentally fucking stable. That's her fucking receipts right there. That's number one. Number two. Since when, if somebody is going to go through and let me make this perfectly clear. Karruche ain't hurting. And she done already had her 15 minutes of fame. She doing alright. She cool. She don't need to file a restraining order against nobody for publicity. In fact, the reason she stayed with his ass so long was for publicity. Okay? When you're in this kind of situation, and now you know the whole world is now going to know this happened to you. First of all, as a victim of domestic abuse, let me tell you, the first thing that you feel is embarrassment. Because once you even snap out of it to realize you're embarrassed during it, but a lot of times you're scared to leave or whatever the case may be. But once you do get out of it, your first reaction is embarrassment that you even got to tell anybody that you let somebody do this to you. Now, again, I want to remind you, and especially for my younger viewers, I've been through this. So, especially on a celebrity level, to feel like you have to do this, which when you file a police report, it is now public record. For you to even have to do that, you are at your wit's end. You are taking steps. You cannot take it anymore. And that now becomes what outweighs the fucking embarrassment. Which I want anybody that's watching this to know, you should not be embarrassed. But I also understand as somebody that who went through it, that that's how you feel and you need help, but you don't want to tell nobody that you was weak enough to go through that. Okay, that's number one. Number two, unless you are somebody that's used to just being in domestic violence and you now have it so fucked up in your head that means that that person loves you, people don't tend to start out physically abusive. People tend to not start out abusive at all. It builds up. It usually starts with verbal, turns into mental, because that's what breaks you down up here for you to then accept the physical. It is psychological. It's not. Abuse is psychological. It is. It is psychological. And it usually starts well before it turns physical. But the person is usually very manipulative, and it will break you down to the point where you'll take that. That's why it's usually not the first thing you get is getting popped in the face. That's not going to be the first thing you get. And in fact, you getting hit in the face comes way down the line, because the rest of the shit starts getting normalized to you, and you might just be getting choked up and threw against walls and shit. And then eventually, now you're used to that. And when you start getting stronger to be like, you know what, fuck you, da 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 da, or you feel like you can move past that, that's when it is a cycle. It is a process. And abusive motherfuckers know exactly how to fucking do it. And I don't care how strong of a fucking woman you are. If you don't walk away at the first signs, you are liable to get caught up. Just saying. Number 3. Again, I am a victim of domestic abuse. I still to this day, there are certain things that I'm like, damn, I kind of see that. I know it's fucked up. And that might just be, you know, an urban upbringing. But certain things like you walk in your house and your girl is screwing your best friend and you beat her ass. Not that it's right, but I could see you becoming blackout angry and doing something. But in this case, this where are the receipts completely bothers me. I didn't love it when y'all did it to Rihanna. But it didn't bother me as much as it's bothering me now. Because now, precedence has already been set. We gave Chris Brown all the benefits of the doubt. Well, not we, because I didn't. But he young. He made a mistake. That was the first time they ever fought, which I'm going to tell you right now is somebody that is a victim of domestic abuse. No, it's not. That was just the day that he snapped too bad and they were supposed to go to the Grammys and she wasn't going to be able to hide that shit. And I'm going to tell you that's what fucking happened. But he was young and, you know, he made a mistake and, you know, they under pressure, they young and they celebrities and they got a different lifestyle and we kind of, I don't want to say gave him a pass because his career was fucking ruined for a good 3-4 years. And his career will never be what it was on track to be. But after a while, we let him do music again because at the end of the day, he is talented. At the end of the day, he is talented. But shit, it's a lot of talented motherfuckers that ain't shit. I didn't make the video about it, but motherfuckers was mad because Mel Gibson got nominated for an Oscar. Well, the Oscars are not a humanitarian award. It's for excellence in cinema. He directed a good movie. Same thing with music. You know, like, I personally don't care for Kanye West. But as a person, and I think his clothing line is stupid and I think he's a fucking douchebag, but I still like his music. However, there are certain things that I can't tolerate. One of which is child molestation. Once I find out you do that, I'm done with you. Like, R. Kelly was canceled back then. The Aaliyah thing I always thought was a rumor. Once she passed and they came out, that shit was true. And that was already after the tape. We have receipts. So this is what I'm saying. We have receipts. We already knew. And I might be a little bit older than some of my viewers, so y'all might not remember when Aaliyah first came out and her album was called Age Ain't Nothing But a Number, and he was writing her songs, and they had went and got married, and they got it annulled because, you know, she lied about her age on the thing, and she was younger. But we always thought that was a rumor. And the internet is not what the internet was then. Okay? So, we always thought that was a rumor. It was not until she passed away that we found out that whole fucking thing was true. But even after that, even when they was talking about him having the sex tape, and I seen the sex tape. I don't watch porn. It doesn't do anything for me. But I remember being in college, and me and my friends and some of the football players all came over to watch this tape, not for sexual arousement, because we didn't want to believe it was R. Kelly. And then the receipts was there. But if we really think about it, why did I have to watch the video to prove it was R. Kelly? We already know he liked young girls because he married Leah. Even though we didn't know that was the truth at the time. But you got to think, in this day and age, this ain't Jerry Lee Lewis. This ain't Great Balls of Fire time. That's a pretty odd rumor to have that R. Kelly, a 14-year-old girl, 15-year-old girl, was married to her mentor. That was kind of an odd thing. But, you know, I don't fucks with it. And once you do shit like that, you're canceled to me. Domestic abuse. And I'm sure I've listened to other people that were not canceled because they did that. But Chris Brown is a special case because Chris Brown was really the first one that was like internet era. No, we all seen the receipts instantaneously. That R. Kelly video, you might not have seen the R. Kelly video and knew it was him. You might not have knew the story about Aaliyah. Chris Brown was like the first that was in the news. That was here. Like, first of all, and I'm going to get into this, and this is how I know it's cultural, and please excuse me when I say this, and I do not mean to offend anybody. But in the black community, we are so used to, because we were brought to this country to have to do so, and it is still ingrained in us, that when a lot of fucked up shit happen, we just take it on the chin, and it's not that bad, or something had to be the thing. Because, I'll put it to you like this. We just recently had, Johnny Depp and Amber Heard, where she was saying that he was abusive to her, and she got away from him, and you know we all did. Damn, Johnny Depp. That's fucked up. But good for Amber Heard for getting out. Good for you, girl. Good for being strong. I don't remember nobody asking Amber Heard for no receipts. Well, when did Johnny Depp punch you in the face? I did not see not one goddamn tweet that said anything like that where you had to provoke Johnny Depp. What did you do that he wanted to punch you in the face? No. Everybody just took it like, oh, he did that shit. So why is it for somebody that we know has physically abused women before, somebody that we know has an anger problem, somebody that we know pops off when they get angry, somebody that we know is on fucking drugs, somebody that we know parties all the time, somebody we know who associates himself with a lifestyle of motherfuckers that are violent, are we asking this girl for receipts because she put a restraining order against him? And that is, excuse me, honest to God, to me, and I could be wrong, and like I said, I don't mean to offend nobody, but that is exclusively something that happens in the black community. When Angelina Jolie and Brad Pitt broke up and she said because all he do is smoke weed all day, nobody said, well, where's the fucking receipts? But all of a sudden, this person that a lot of people, and I'm going to keep one with you again, once again, not to keep pulling the race card, but the reason why Chris Brown even got back is because of black people, because white people was like, I'm done. One of my people that I like to watch on YouTube, Todd in the Shadows, be reading Chris Brown to filth still to this day. Even after Rihanna started working with him musically again and forgave him. And I even was one of the people, I was like, okay, it's time to put the Rihanna jokes to rest. Because if she forgave him, and don't get me wrong, you can forgive somebody and never forget. To err is human, to forgive is divine. So, it is what it is. Do I agree with her trying to get back with him? No. But, you know, we don't know what happened between them, and it ain't really our business, and she really ain't have to tell us shit. But, even I was like, okay, not that I'm giving you a pass for beating her ass, but if she can forgive you, go ahead and let this man have his career. That's fine. But now it comes back again. And this ignorant motherfucker's talking about where's the receipts. We didn't have the receipts for like 10 years now. I don't even know why y'all are shocked. This man went from doing, and I understand you have to grow up musically, especially if you start off as a child. But once again, this is a black urban thing. Well, Justin Bieber was a child star that was out here being reckless, never beat no woman up, but he was out here being reckless, and he cleaned himself up and started doing more adult music. But how come his adult music is it too late now to say sorry, even though I understand that it's like a tongue-in-cheek, and where are you now? Like his music, his grown-up music and Chris Brown's grown-up music are two completely different things, because Chris Brown's music ain't been nothing but misogynistic since he did it. Like, it used to be, you know, where is your love song? You don't have one. You have them hoes ain't loyal. Like, I don't know. And for this particular video, I think I'm going to go ahead and donate some money to an abuse shelter. I know it's the way I can do that on YouTube, because I just never in my life, and particularly this artist, have I seen so many people still support this man and Team Breezy, and now we have a second, where is his receipts? It's not like he don't have the capacity to do this. Like, what do you mean, where are the receipts? We know that he's capable of doing this. Now, I know what you're saying. Those of y'all that might be like, well, yeah, I want the receipts because, well, he learned his lesson the first time, or, well, yeah, the same thing that you're saying could also prove that she lying, because everybody do know about Rihanna, so they will automatically believe he did it. But come on, man. This man that had too many cases against him and too much shit about him, that he is violent, that he is violent against women, that he is misogynistic against women. We have to, the receipts is here. The motherfucking IRS could audit us tomorrow, and we got all the receipts for this shit. Like, oh, you ain't got to worry about my return. It's clean, because I got all my motherfucking receipts. We got 10 years of receipts from Chris Brown. And the fact that some of y'all are still asking for receipts on this is mind-boggling to me. It's disgusting to me. And it's an issue. Because I cannot imagine when I was in my situation, when I finally came out. And mind you, when I finally came out and said this was happening to me, is because my eye was blacked and I was going to be in a wedding. There was no way for me to hide it. That was just the straw that broke the camel's back. And I went and filed the restraining order and everything before I even went to my parents and told them what had been happening. the guy that I see now, I had dated before that boyfriend. I had dated him after. And I'm not about to put nobody on blast, but he never did anything to me. But there was just characteristics of him that I walked away from him then. And instead of me, because at 24 years old, I couldn't go to him and say, your behavior and what you're doing right now is bothering me because the last person that was doing that did this to me. I was too embarrassed to say. I just told him that maybe like 2 years ago. So we talking about that was like a 12-year difference. In which, like, we talk about it now and it breaks him down because he just like, I don't see that. But I could not imagine that happening to me and me getting the help that I needed to get away from this man and getting a restraining order and people being like, well, where's the receipts? We don't believe that he did that. But everybody did believe it because the person I dated had put their hands on women before, had a history of violence, had been known to talk to me fucking crazy in public, and just, you know, the signs were there. So the people that saw it, when I finally came out and said, yes, he was doing this, it's not like I hit it well enough so they didn't really know. They knew he treated me like shit. They didn't know it was to that extent. But I just couldn't imagine nobody saying, well, I don't believe it. Where's the receipts? That shit's fucking crazy to me. So anyway, I am going, the craft will be up by the end of the month. I was just going to shoot the footage today. I don't know how soon I was going to actually post a video. But I'm about to go get on that. I'm about to watch that, take some notes, and get on that. So I'll holler at y'all definitely not even Thursday. I'll holler at y'all early Friday morning on Riverdale because I work this Thursday. And thank you. I'm not even going to do no end credit or no screen or no shit like that. No bump for this. I just want to kind of talk about this because I do have fun kikiing with y'all about RuPaul's Drag Race and Riverdale and fun shit in pop culture. But every once in a while, I do feel like I got to use my channel to speak about stuff that's important. And like, this just, when somebody tell you they being abused and they go to the strength to involve the police, especially in the urban community, and they go to the lengths that they feel like they have to involve the police, even if it is just a restraining order, they are scared. Please do not just dismiss this. If you want receipts from somebody, you need receipts from the motherfucker that the restraining order against. Prove to me that you didn't do it. Because I do know people that have been lied on like that too. But the burden of proof is on the abuser, not the abusee. Oh, you ain't really do it. Where the receipts at? That's who y'all need to be asking for receipts. Where's Chris Brown's receipts that he ain't been doing the shit? I'm done. I'm going to have to do another video tonight just to clear the air off of this one because this is too serious and down. But thank y'all for watching. Deuces.